Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is April 14th, 2026. Very viral story in recent days on social media. The death of supposed social media influencer Ashlee Jenae. If you're out there and you've heard of this person before, let me know. I'd never heard of her. But then again, there's a lot of people on social media you never heard of. So anyway, they're saying she was found dead hanging from a rope on the same day that Africa Bambaataa died. And we talked about what that date had to do with racism and a very ritualistic pattern of both shaming of black celebrities, if you will. I wouldn't say Ashlee Jenae was a celebrity to most, since probably hardly anyone's heard of her. But this ritualistic shaming and death code that, again, I wrote a book about. That book's 10 years old now. It's just so simple to see through this stuff, and it's so sad that this simple knowledge hasn't spread to all the English-speaking people of the world, because had it, they would just see through it month after month as these kind of stories emerge. And like I said, the people who control the media, who give us the propaganda every day by this Kabbalistic code, as we'll get to again, their game is to keep people distracted and divided and in fear. That's pretty much the agenda with the media. Distraction, division, fear. And you turn on the nightly news, there's not really any other types of topics being covered. There's nothing that's beneficial to your life. It's very fear-driven. And then you go to the commercials, and all the commercials are medical treatments for all these problems people have, from, a high cholesterol to high blood pressure to too much stress to mental problems. And a lot of it is from this TV era and just being bombarded with this nonstop propaganda that doesn't do anything positive for anyone's life. But again, if you would just take the time to learn what we are teaching, you would see through it every single day. You'd see through the propaganda, because it is the same repetitive patterns over and over. If you missed the work on the death of African Bambaataa, not only did he die by the numerical code, he also died 10 years to the day of his accuser coming out saying he diddled him. Another big coincidence. But yeah, we're just going to break this down real simply. We're going to see how repetitive the patterns are yet again. And then we'll even watch the news. It drives me nuts that people watch the news and they don't just see through it just like that. Like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. The parents are in this big hurry to get on TV and talk about it with zero emotion. Whose parents are on TV right after their daughter's dead, just talking about like anything else, like it's not their child? Just zero emotion, and you see this time and time again with these news stories. Fake news, crisis actors. I mean. Again, if anybody's out there that sees this video, let me know if you ever heard of Ashlee Jenae before. It's just a made-up person for this psychological operation of a story. Anyway, look at it. Same things over and over. April 9th, 2026 this year, it was a date with 59 numerology in the path. 4 plus 9 plus 20 plus 26 for April 9th, 2026, 59. Again, Motown came out in 59. Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. Over and over again, this same repetitive pattern of killing and shaming black celebrities by the same repetitive code. Ashlee Jenae, her social media name, 59. Slave, Negro, Rasta, Blues, all 59. If you're new here, again, the Slave, Negro, Rasta, Blues, they all equate to 59 in the most simple cipher, the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z is 26. There's 4 base ciphers of the English language, the alphabetic order, the reverse alphabetic order, and both orders with numerology applied. And again, her name equates to 59 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology. So the 4 base ciphers, you got to know them all to see through the totality of the rituals. But yeah, here we are again. And TMZ, the 59 News Network, the first to break the story. It seems like if you've ever seen the movie Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal, if you haven't seen that movie, check it out, because I feel like that's what TMZ is. I feel like TMZ is Jake Gyllenhaal, especially when it comes to killing black celebrities. They always are breaking the news. They always have the inside scoop. There's something really weird about TMZ, and T is the 20th letter, M's the 13th, T plus M is 33, plus Z, the 26th letter, is 59. Also, in this code, slave equals 31. All the articles emphasize that she had just turned 31 days earlier. Also, part of this slave code. And again, Africa Bambaataa died on this day, synced with his accuser's birthday, as we covered. And coming down, the parents were all over the news on the 102nd day of the year, the anniversary of the American Civil War beginning. I just want to remind you guys, slavery equals 102. April 12th, the day the parents were making the round, was the 102nd day of the year. You see how slavery is 102 and 42? Look at the word hanging. It's got the, well, let me type it again. Slavery's also got the 30, 30, 42, 30 and 42. Hanging is 30 and 42. It's also 60. Look at the racial slur, the N-word. N got the 60 like hanging, 42 like hanging, 102 like the 102nd day of the year, also 30. Again, this stuff's not an accident. It's all perfect ritualism. We're talking about the same stuff every single year. Every single year, it's the same stuff. The other year on April 12th, it was the subway shooting in New York, blamed on a black man who fired 42 shots, but all the cameras were out. So none of it was captured on TV, and they had Eric Adams, the black mayor, out there telling us the story about it, who was former NYPD. Her name, Ashlee, the way she spells it's a little bit off. A-S-H-L-Y. It's pretty awkward spelling, but her name, Ashlee Robinson, equals 63 like racism, and that's what this story reminds everyone of. Suspicious death, hanging from a rope, white wealthy fiance gets off. Again, there's all kinds of viral videos online about this. People, all this speculating, I think wealthy white guy, paid off to kill the poor black girl, blah, blah, blah. It just drives me nuts that everyone gets caught up in all these psyops and they have all these opinions on it, but the right one. You don't hear anybody talking about the right things. That this whole story looks like a load of shit. That's what it looks like. And just the fact that one of the, or a lot of these stories have them posed next to zebras. I mean, come on, man. Black and white. They have the parents of her out there all dressed in white. It's just, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's the same stuff day after day, every single year. If somehow you're coming to this channel for the first time and this is news to you, I've been covering this a gazillion times. Just the same types of stories over and over in the news by the same code. And again, but by the way, here's another familiar pattern. They're saying that she deleted herself by hanging in Zanzibar, which happens to equal the same thing as S-U-I-C-I-D-E. The location just happens to match the supposed cause of death, which a lot of people are questioning. But yeah, here, let's watch how the mainstream covers it. And again, just tell me where I'm wrong. I mean, can you imagine that your daughter just died and you come out and you're just, you got your poker face on and you're just all business and you have zero emotion? Because let's also just speed this up a little bit. Let's do it at 1.25 to get through a little faster. Here we go.
Lifestyle influencer Ashlee Jenae died during a trip to Zanzibar earlier this.
Actually, let me make sure that we don't have our audio canceled out. We should be good. It looks like we're good.
This month, and now her family is demanding answers. Ashlee's final posts on social media were of her celebrating her birthday with giraffes in Tanzania, Africa, and getting engaged to her boyfriend, Joseph McCann. But there's a local report claiming initial investigations determined Ashlee took her own life during the trip after falling out with her fiance just days after he proposed. Joining me now are Ashlee's parents, Harry and Yolanda, and their spouses. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys.
Thank you.
So local authorities in Zanzibar initially said that Ashlee took her own life, but you guys released a statement saying that her death was suspicious. What do you think happened?
We're not too sure what happened. That's what we're trying to find out. I got 2 emails today from the embassy in Zanzibar. They said the investigation is still ongoing. That they have not determined the cause of death yet at all. An investigation is still ongoing and still pending right now. So there has nothing official has been released. That's what we're trying to find out. We just want answers.
What was the initial call like when you first learned that your daughter passed away?
The call was shocking and it was devastating and scary.
My first question would be, what would make you dress in all white in front of a white couch with white blinds and a white wall behind you guys? This looks very white. Is there something symbolic here? Black and white? I know there's a secret society. By the way, Freemasonry, of course, equates to 59. And once upon a time, it was only 4 whites. But yeah, that'd be my first question. Wow, awfully white. Are we trying to send a message here today? We're going to use our white logo today, TMZ is. All right, let's continue.
Scary, honestly, because we don't know what's going on and what happened.
What did they relay to you at that time?
Well, the communication came to us from the Hotel Zuri Zanzibar, where they were staying. It didn't come from the hospital or from the police.
Have you guys since spoken to authorities or the embassy?
No,
We've had little contact with the embassy, but no, not with the police.
So were you told anything about the manner as to how she passed away or what exactly led up to her passing?
officially, no, we have not talked to anyone from the police or anybody in the medical field at all. Nothing. Nothing.
What was it that the hotel initially told you guys?
That the person, that Joe McCain, who she was traveling with, had that he had found her and that they had taken her to the hospital.
And then a follow-up call from the hotel several hours later,
And I
relaying.
we just think it's very odd that our daughter is traveling with Joe and we don't hear anything from Joe. To me, that's very odd. And initial call that she got from Joe was 11 hours after something had transpired in the room. And that's very odd. 11 hours later.
11 hours.
Let's say, how many times can we say 11 over and over? 11 hours, 11 hours, 11 hours. Just the same numbers over and over and over again. They just got to put 11 in all these PSYOPs, the master number. And don't forget, black's also 11, so it factors in with the ritualism here. Yeah, 11 hours. Make sure they heard the 11. Say it again. Say it one more time. The lady who just had her head down the whole time had to get up to say 11 hours. Make sure everybody heard it. 11 hours. Okay.
Something had transpired and Joe just relayed to Yolanda that Ashlee was okay and she was stable and she was okay and don't worry about it.
But that she was at the hospital.
Yes. 11 hours later.
So have you spoken to him since, and what has he been saying?
There has been no communication here.
Wow, shocking. So, as you've seen, the local report had claimed that she took her own life. Did you guys ever think that Ashlee had any mental health issues?
I would think that's farther from the truth. If you go to her page, like you can see she's a beacon of light. She likes being in the limelight. It's like being in the camera. She was an influencer. She
loved her family.
She loved her family.
She loved her family.
Most important.
What was her mindset like before going on this insane African birthday trip?
Excited and happy, and she was elated that she was traveling for her birthday to celebrate and be with who she thought was the love of her life.
And you guys said there's really been not much communication between you and her fiance, Joseph. What, if you could say anything to him right now, what would you say?
We just want to peace.
And we want to know what happens.
What is your understanding as to where his whereabouts are now, and why do you think he would be avoiding your calls?
We don't know. We're unsure right now. That's why we're trying to seek the answers.
Do you know if he's spoken to authorities at all?
We're not aware.
We're not aware.
We're not aware of that at all.
Because what I knew is we haven't spoken to them, so I'm not sure who they are talking to. It's one answer. It's
Our attempts to get information.
I'm so sorry you guys are going through this right now. That must be extremely confusing, especially if you are saying that she was so excited for this birthday trip, didn't really have any history of mental health issues. That's got to be extremely confusing and frustrating for you guys. I'm very sorry you're going through that. No parent should ever have to bury their own child. Have her remains been released to you yet? And what are the plans for the funeral?
We don't have any of that. We don't have any of that information yet.
So from your understanding, her body is still in Zanzibar, Africa. What is the last update you got on your daughter's death?
We haven't had a first update yet. That's the
The only thing was a brief email from the embassy stating that the investigation was ongoing.
Ongoing.
That's it.
And looking that we did reach out. We wanted to know about the footage at the hotel. Was there any footage? Did you look at the footage? Did you see the footage? These are things that's very important to us. These are things that can clear everything up. It gives us a timeline. It lets us know what happened. We have not seen or heard or even anything about any kind of footage surveillance. These are things that we need to know.
How are you guys feeling right now?
Devastated.
Lost.
Devastated, lost. A lot of
Confused.
unanswered questions.
We're feeling devastated. Can't you see it on our faces and in our body language? God. I mean, this is how the news, it just drives me nuts that everybody hasn't woken up to what's wrong with the news. I mean, this can't be real. Every story's like this. This is every mass shooting parent right after their child shot. How do you feel about your child's? Oh, I feel terrible. I feel terrible. I just had to rush out here with my straight face, though, and zero emotion.
Did you guys meet him before this trip, or did he ask you for her hand in marriage before proposing?
Yes,
Yes.
we have money.
Yes.
Thank you so much, you guys. Is there anything else you want to add? I know a lot of people are wanting to hear from you and probably have just as many questions as you guys do at this time.
I was just going to add that we just want the answers to the questions that we're asking and that everyone's asking. We need help getting information, and that's really what we're asking for.
Yes, and that's the reason why we went to social media on Sunday. We had to get it out there because this happened on Thursday, and nothing was out there, and nothing was talked about, nothing was there. So that's why, okay, you know, this is what happened. This was our daughter. You know, everyone needs to know what happened. And that's why we did that on Sunday.
Well, I truly hope you guys get the answers to the questions that you deserve. You deserve to have everything answered. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please keep us updated about what you're hearing going forward.
By the way, the three of them spoke out 3 days after the supposed death. Probably not an accident. So, again, you look, there's a lot of coverage of this story online. Of course, when you search social media or YouTube, they got to give you the news stories first. They got to give you the real news sources. Yeah. Let me see if I can find a good one. Here, while I'm scrolling this real quick, I did see some people in the chat who I've never seen before who said that they are aware of this social media content creator. So in case any of you guys want to join the show and share what you know about this person, I am dropping the link. I did see some people say, oh, yeah, I know who she is. And those could be just bots. Or they could be people who actually are here for the first time and know who they are. The Birthday Trip Nightmare by Crime Pocket TV. Let me see. All right, just for kicks, let's see which one of these got the most views, and let's see how they covered it. All right, Chronicle Speaks. Let's see what she's all about. She's got an 11-minute broadcast on it.
We take a deep dive into real cases, the evidence, the court records.
I guess I need an intro like this.
Welcome to Crimes with Chronicle. So we have Ashlee Robinson, known online as Ashlee Jenae, a 31-year-old lifestyle and travel influencer who openly identified herself as...
Just remember also, 31 is the 11th prime number. Since they really had to emphasize the 11 hours, they had to make sure the audience heard it by just repeating 11 hours, 11 hours. Not person, yeah, 11 hours. Okay, we got it, 11 hours. Slave 31, 31 the 11th. By the way, about that slave 31 thing, let me write out Obama and let me write out slave. Don't forget Obama's Secret Service name, Renegade's also 59. But remember, Obama announced that he was running for president on the 31st anniversary to the day of the feds recognizing Black History Month. And if you look up the date that the feds recognized it, it was February 10th, 76. February 10th, 76. Barack Obama equals 76. Slave 76. His Secret Service name, Renegade 59. Slave 59. But you can see that Obama and slave are also 14 and 31. Again, Obama announced he was running for president February 10th, 2007. 31 years to the day. Always this slave code. Again, we grow up in the public school system learning about how racist the nation was in the past, the history of slavery, and then our media programming, our regularly scheduled programming, they're constantly reminding us of these divisions in history's past and playing these number games. All right, let's continue.
As a divester. A woman who calls herself a divester is usually saying she's being intentional about who she dates. She's raising her standards financially, emotionally.
Oh, hold on. We got somebody in the back real quick, but I think it might be King Richard. What's up? Oh, hold on, King Richard. I'm going to have to switch the audio too. If it is King Richard.
Yo. Can you hear me?
There you go. Go ahead.
All right. Let me make sure ain't no audio. Okay, cool. I thought there was echo on my end. Man, I just see people falling for this. Like, I know you're talking about it, but I know they did release the family came out and they talked about it on the 102nd day of the year, April 12th.
Yeah, that's the old slavery N-word code.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of, bro? It reminds me of remember the Carmelo Anthony thing? Remember that on 4/2?
The day he got nominated for the Hall of Fame, we got the Carmelo Anthony stabbing, another race ritual.
Yep. And they was both 17, right? Both the kids. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But today's also the anniversary of I should mention this. Today's also the anniversary of what's that? The white kid's name. I can't think of the guy's name, but supposedly Carmelo got let off on this day 1 year ago, and his name equals 144. I don't know if you ever seen that or checked that out, but yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah, that was the big story everyone was obsessed with a year ago.
Yeah, here we are again, right? Around the same time.
Yeah, just same old pattern. In the time you've been here, how many times have I covered?
A gazillion, bro. A gazillion. Yeah. I'm talking about a gazillion. I'm not like that's not even an exaggeration. I'm talking about like a gazillion stories.
Yeah, I saw the work you did on 4/2. There was a lot of stories of, again, 59-42. These are the numbers they use over and over again.
Did you see that? I mean, did you see how many black entertainers were getting killed on 4/2, bro?
I think you even skipped the story of the politician getting murdered by her husband. That was
I covered that. I covered that
too. Okay.
Yeah. She was connected to, and you know what, bro? There might be some with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because you know, think about that too, right? Think about that shit. That I'm just thinking, like I'm just talking out loud. I'm thinking about this stuff too. Yeah, and they won the 59th presidential election, all that type of. Oh man, I'm thinking about all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, by the way, that politician died 163 days after Kamala Harris's birthday, 38th crime, and she died at 38, right? If I can remember right.
I'd have to go back and double check. I already forgot. I got the United States amnesia syndrome.
Oh, that's all good. Me too, brother. Me too. But yeah, and then Joe Biden's 83 years old right now. Murder 83 and 38.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I've been covered that. I know you probably seen it. You probably watched a bit of my videos. But yeah, I covered that. I covered the dead Florida politician. But yeah, I see a lot of new people in the chat though. You know, hopefully this right here, hopefully this video gets some traction. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully it gets a lot of people up in here thinking. You know what I mean? Because I see a lot of new people up in here.
Well, the viewership's worse than normal, but I do see some new names in the chat. So,
hey, you know what, bro? I'm gonna bring this to your attention too. I don't know. Are you aware of this this YouTuber? He calls himself Maverick Approach. Are you aware of that guy?
No.
That guy basically just steals all your shit and puts it in his videos and just copies pretty much everything you do and just leaves the gematria piece out of it, and he gets to grow. But,
yeah, I it's so annoying just being. I'm sure it's always happened. You can just see where YouTube's messing with you. They'll allow you to climb to a certain number, and it'll go on for like a week. You'll hit the number, and then all of a sudden, just drop by 20 subs instantly. Then you'll climb back up to that same number, and then you'll drop 20 subs instantly, and you'll climb back up to that number and drop 20 subs instantly. It goes on all week, and then finally they let you grow again a little bit, and then they choose a new number where you get stuck at. It's just so annoying how they just keep channels small and.
Yeah, they keep all these like
every month. My viewership gets worse and worse and worse. It's just so I'm like, I wonder how long it is until I can only get 100 views per video. Probably not that
bro, yeah, don't be surprised. Yeah, if they or not even 100. I mean, they might even keep that lower than 100. I mean, bro, I mean, can you imagine the amount of times you've been censored and shit, and you get like I know you used to get a lot of views. You used to get a lot of views back in the day. Now you only get like what 1,000. If
every video is like 1,000 views. Yeah,
some of them I even see like what 800. Then that's 800 views. 800 views on a video that's been up for like what 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh no, that's trash, bro.
Off the top of your head, King Richard, the biggest 59 deaths just off the top of your head over the years.
Chadwick Boseman. Boseman, 59-42.
What about Coolio?
That was another one.
Wasn't Coolio the biggest one? The Coolio one was
Coolio. Bro, that's a classic example. Pull the post up. Yeah, there you go. Pull the receipts out. We got to see that.
The Coolio one's just ridiculous. There's a lot of these, but Coolio was just the worst because he died on his 59th day of being 59 and on the anniversary of the sample coming out for Gangsta's Paradise, which is Stevie Wonder's song Pastime Paradise. Yeah, I remember we broke the news on that like 30 minutes later. CNN had breaking Coolio.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wow.
I remember that.
Using me?
Yeah.
CNN using me for the source?
Bro, because they watching, bro. Like I'm telling you, they watching you. Like you don't think they watching? They is watching you, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, they watch you.
Well, we have proof that they've watched us before, just things they've done on sports.
I mean, bro, they've written articles on you, bro. I mean, they've written articles on you, bro. Come on. They've written articles on you.
Man, they made a damn Hollywood movie in tribute to me this last summer, and now our viewership's worse than ever. It's terrible.
Yeah, Eddington. Yep. And they copied your shit word for word. Just like that guy I just told you about, Maverick, pretty much copying everything you do, bro, and just keeping your shit out there. Because I know he watches. Like, I know he's aware of the work, but he won't share the work. Mm-hmm. But what pisses me off is he gets to get all kinds of views and gets to do all these podcasts and get all these people on his podcast, but doesn't share, like, what's it, slap in the face? Like, he knows about your shit and your research and your work, and he doesn't reach out to you.
Well, if you're depending on making money off social media, I wouldn't reach out to me either.
Yeah, that dude, I know he's making some money. I mean, if he gets to rub shoulders with people who are formerly,
you were involved in this. You were involved in the Coolio post. I had your comment there, King Richard. He's been at it for a long time too. You guys adding to the.
Yeah. Hey, it feels like just yesterday, doesn't it? When Coolio passed away. How time flies. Just time just goes right by.
Yeah. It's hard to believe it was that long ago. It was right after I got back from the 9/11 trip.
Yeah. I remember that. And that's another thing too I want to talk about. I know I'm trying to go all over the place, but I gotta say this. Like, I know you was out there. I was rewatching a lot of your streams, like the stream that you did, and like you was talking to those 9/11 truth people. They just didn't want to listen to you, man. They was like, nah.
Well, they let us use their equipment for a long time. That's what was nice.
Yeah.
But he acted
but
like
I seen the guy. He what did he do? He took away the equipment, right?
At the end, yeah, but he let us go on for a long time. I mean, we got to give him that. But yeah, him and I had words.
Yeah, because I don't know what he was saying. Because again, your cameraman, bro, the cameraman that you had, like I couldn't even really hear what you were saying. So that's what kind of made it worse. But if you know, you know. But yeah, I was just watching a little bit of that, rewatching some of your stuff from different angles and whatnot. Cause I know people posted it. Arthur posted on his angle of stuff and all that type of thing. So yeah, I was rewatching a lot of that. But yeah, it's crazy, man. Even these 9/11 truthers don't want to share this information. It's wild. And it's like, man, you should be wanting to share this shit too, because we all on the same page.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with people when it comes to this knowledge. Again, I guess it's just that people are dumb. That's all I can come back to.
That, and they're just like I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Just some of these people, like some of these people that are like so-called truthers, like they still somewhat believe in the system. Like some of these 9/11 truthers that I watch, like I'll watch their stuff, but at the end of the day, the only thing is like, okay, we need to go to the courts and get justice, and that's not reality right there. Like if you're gonna go to the courts to try to get justice, that's just not gonna happen, bro. That's just not happening.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I see a lot of these guys say that stuff. They're like, man, we need to go to the courts and we need to do this and get some kind of justice for 9/11. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Yeah, I hear it.
And some of these people be thinking that the sports are real. I trip out on that. Like, how can you see through some shit like 9/11 and COVID, but you still think the sports is real? Crazy shit, man. Crazy. That's the only thing I can say. That's the only thing I can say about that.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, King Richard.
All right. Hey, thank you for having me out, man. Hey, long time. I haven't talked to you in a long time, brother. Hey, take it easy out here.
All right. Take care, man.
All right.
We got the ghost of 9/11 in the back, but they didn't hook up a mic. Or wait, maybe they did. Okay, maybe they did. What's up, ghost of 9/11?
Hey, Zach, how you doing, man? I got laryngitis, if you can deal with me. But let me make 4 points before you comment, and they're pretty important. Number one, since we have the pause on April 7th, it lasts 2 weeks till April 21. We have a 9/11 connection.
Birthday.
7 to 21, right? Like building 721. Then we look at the Trump's during his time, and Trump is the one that eliminated the penny. And we got the Abraham over there, right? The Lincoln, the ship sitting over there. I'm wondering if that's the first one hit. And thirdly, we're looking at what do you call it? I'm looking at mainly, basically, what is this thing? April 21st, that particular date. I'm here. Oh no, April 21st. We got Mark Passio talking about the season of sacrifice. So we're entering at a perfect timing.
Can we
for
get
particular.
rid of Mark Passio's teaching the season of sacrifice? It's really just
All right. One more thing. Oh, whoa. One more.
No, not one more thing. If you can't just shut up and let me talk for a second. I hate hearing Mark Passio's season of sacrifice. It's so dumb. The season of sacrifice never ends. These people sacrifice people year round. Mark Passio, the Jesuit educated satanic priest troll. Again, some of you guys need to learn to shut up when the host is talking back. I'll let you go on, but no, just sorry, I'm not even going back to you. Next time you call in, show some respect. Don't bring up that shill, Mark Passio. Season of sacrifice. Dumbest teaching on the internet. All right, let's continue. If her birthday was April 5th and she died April 9th, she died oh shit. Maybe there's no, I'm so annoyed. StreamYard made it so that if you play audio from a video, it'll be muted unless you click this button. There wasn't anything important said. It's mostly just the visuals. But again, if her birthday was April 5th, that means she died 4 days after her birthday, which is April 9th. And StreamYard, if you're out there, can you get rid of just this stupid setting where you have to click a button if you have guests on and then unclick it if you want to play video? I mean, what is the point of this? Once upon a time, StreamYard didn't have that button. It was just you play a video, the sound comes through. You bring on somebody, you hear them just fine. Now you got to click the button. Otherwise, if you bring somebody on, you get all this echo. It's like, what kind of functionality is this? Just like a needless step. It worked fine. But anyway, yeah, you guys didn't miss anything there. Just, bullshit news coverage. She was feeding giraffes just after her birthday. I mean, just anyway. But yeah, this is the stuff that gets the views. Just another channel that just comes on and regurgitates. That's what's annoying too. It's like, is it that? I mean, it's so easy to just set up a channel and just read TMZ and then just report it back exactly what you read off TMZ. You do something different. You show the undeniable pattern and the repetition, and you start to understand why the family responds on the 102nd day of the year. Again, the anniversary of the start of the American Civil War, which had everything to do with slavery. Anyway, I see we got D26 in the back. Let me get D26 in here and see what he's got to say. All right, what's up, D26?
Hello. My apologies, I couldn't call you yesterday. I actually dozed off right after the
That's
call.
okay. I was gonna say I didn't think I saw any phone calls from you, but that's fine.
Yeah. You mentioned about Zanzibar. Do you remember a famous singer is from Zanzibar? He's from your time, before I was even born.
I don't know. I don't know. Famous singer from Zanzibar.
Remember the guy named Freddie Mercury?
Okay, he's from Zanzibar. Okay, yeah, from Queen.
Yeah, his original name is Farooq Balsara, and he was born to Indian parents.
Okay.
And I know the place where he was born, and where his parents used to live. I've been to that place. I've passed through that town a couple of times when I'm going to my native. But the place where Freddie died in London, that place, the name of that place equals 47.
I see.
Just like Zanzibar, where he was born and where you were covering the news from.
And like rock, since Queen's a famous rock band. Okay.
So, and I think if you also name, I think his original name or something, that equals 74. Yeah, his surname equals 47. 74.
Okay.
Yeah, it reminded me that's one thing that reminded me. And if there's anything else, I would let you know. But I'm just like covering it live, just as you posted, event live. And the first thing, Zanzibar, you mentioned, it came up to mind was Freddie. So
now you've been here for a while too. How many times have you heard me talk about the ritualistic shaming and killing of Black people by the 59 Code? Is that a familiar topic?
yeah, you have, and you also mentioned, I think, about you covered about an Indian actor in your book. His name is Irfan Khan, and that equals 59 because Mumbai equals 59. You write full Mumbai, India, that equals 201. But yeah, you did cover that. You mentioned about that.
Yeah, it's
Several
just,
times.
it's such a repetitious pattern. I mean, it's unbelievable that more people don't know about it. So
It's funny that the number 47, I mentioned that to one of my very close friends about that. And it's so funny that he was the one who came up to me showing me about the Trump tweet about the Truth Social's post of Trump about 47 years of regime, because it was me who kind of predicted to my friend that the moment the Iranian regime becomes 47, that's when the clock starts ticking and there will be conflicts happening in that region. And that's how it came out. And now I think a couple of my friends who are listening to me, or probably they felt that, quote unquote, my prediction came into effect. Now they're starting, I don't say it's starting to take me seriously. I mean, of course, they would not, you cannot, you cannot expect people to understand this knowledge after years of psychological manipulation, I would say, or suppression. It's like programming. It's a psychological programming. You're programmed not to question. You're programmed not to think the other way or think outside the box.
yeah,
So,
it's possible that the programming that's done to people, for most people, it's unbreakable for their entire lifetime. So it does seem that way.
I mean, isn't it? It's been what, 4 years? It will be 4 years in September since your trip to New York, and I don't know if you remember, but you were doing a live with other fellow creators from the community, and you came across some sign or some board that was, or some signature or some kind of board that is or some kind of nameplate in stone, and I was decoding that in live on your live stream while you were going through the streets of New York. It was something related to Freemasons or something, or the history of New York. And it's so funny that even I think it's almost a quarter of a century, and if you still ask an average New Yorker about 9/11, they would still not know about the World Trade Building 7.
Right. Yeah, which is quite amazing.
That's something. That's something. It's something I feel like I feel jealous, to be honest, about the Illuminati, how they are, or basically the Jesuits, or how anyone collectively, the shadow forces, how they are able to operate and so much in the open. And again,
get away
people
with
don't
it.
so
Get away with
yeah,
it.
get away with it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, like I feel, that's what I say. I feel jealous that, and that's when I say, and I think you have also mentioned that a few
No,
times, that
just the other night,
the
CBS hosting the Masters, and Rory McIlroy wins by the numbers as predicted. and the first thing they go to is Cardinal McElroy on 60 Minutes. How many people do you think who are sitting there watching both, which is probably a lot of Americans, a lot of people watch 60 Minutes, a lot of people watch the Masters. How many do you think a light bulb even went off like, huh, that's kind of funny? What do you think?
Are you asking me about American sports?
Even though you're not here, you seem to have a good idea of how the people of the world are. It's pretty much probably the same.
Yeah, but
How many people do you think even just like, huh, that seems odd. A McElroy again?
I think based on your description, I feel for the very obvious and undeniably, if to be honest, this is not even for argument. A similar obvious case came out, I think, in 2023, when there was this Indian singer slash rapper from Punjab. You know, the Sikhs who wear turbans in their head. In their head. One of the Sikh singers, Punjabi singers, was shot dead in his car. It was due to some gang war, and right after his death, right just before his death, his famous song was being played on YouTube. It was recommended to anyone randomly out of nowhere, and the thumbnail of that song had the singer pointing a gun at him.
Yeah,
guess what? A few hours later, we get the news that that guy actually got shot in the head in a shootout, apparently. And that was, again, it was all called, and that was on the same day the final of the Indian Premier League was held in a different state, where the team that lost is called as Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan is the name of the state. Name of this the meaning of that name is the land of the royals, or the land of the kings. Rajasthan Royals is the team that loses. The captain of that team is also the captain of the England's cricket team, and that was that basically was a nod to the coming death of Queen Elizabeth. I decoded that very well into your old website. If I do find that, I will probably re-upload it somewhere or make an infographic about it, because I think that was my very first decoding of cricket, and it was on point. And it was actually also in sync with your prediction or your decode about how Queen Elizabeth's death was also in sync with her getting the cooties. I would say.
Yes, cooties.
Yes. I don't want to use that word. I know how it was to get the stream in trouble. But yeah, it is very obvious. Like, certain things are very, very obvious. But it's, again, people don't want to question their reality, because, again, yeah, isn't that the saying goes that it's easy to fool people than explain that they are being fooled?
That's
so it's also people's
Mark Twain quote. It's easier to fool someone than convince them they've been fooled. Yeah.
Who quoted that?
Mark Twain.
Oh, Mark Twain. Okay, got it. Yeah, I forgot that. But yeah, it's also people's egos that they don't want to open up. I think also it's similar to observations from Plato's allegory of the cave, because you bring someone out of the cave, people will be upset, people will be overwhelmed by the light or too much brightness. So it takes time. And a couple of weeks ago, or probably 3 weeks ago, a friend of mine who I shared your articles, your website, and a lot of other things related to the cooties, as well as 9/11 and other things, ritual sacrifice, blood sacrifice, all these things, as well as symbolism. I shared to my friend about 2 years ago, and out of nowhere, she kind of texted me 2-3 weeks ago, saying that she couldn't believe this is all happening. It's all happening in the. It's so obvious that this is all happening. She was sharing me photos of celebrities making signs, And I said, okay, she's just starting to understand all this. But again, now I feel what most people avoid questioning because they don't want to challenge their understanding of the world that they have been taught since they were a kid, as I would say. But yeah, we'll talk later. I don't want to take much of your time on your live stream. It was great talking to you, and there's a lot to discuss after the stream. I think it's past 4 a.m. in the morning. It's 4 in the morning over here. I think the best time, because I'm so used to my office timings, typical corporate slave, I will either be able to call you late night for you or early morning for you.
Okay, well, just call me anytime I can pick up. I will. D26. It's always good to hear from you.
Yeah, I would prefer if we get to talk while you're on the desk so that I can also share you some material.
And you got to give me your Michael Jackson movie review when it comes out.
Oh, you're not going to watch that?
Well, I will eventually. I never go to the theater, so I'll watch it when they have it on TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you didn't. You don't go to the theater, but yeah, I do have lots of recommendations to you, for your partner, as well as for Ruby when she grows up. A lot of kids movies that are really good in the last, I would say, ever since I started watching Pixar movies. But did you watch the Indian rap songs that I shared to you on WhatsApp?
I think so. Yeah, I think I did. Go back and watch them again.
And okay, I will share you a few movies also, because I still remember whenever I watch a really good action movie, it's in my head that I have to recommend it to you and your partner because you both like action movies.
She likes action movies. We hardly have any time to watch any movies these days, but please do anyway.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much, and have a good day. Yeah,
all right,
bye-bye.
You too. Get some rest. All right, take care. All right, the ghost of 9/11's back. I'm going to give him another shot, but yeah, it really is a pet peeve when I'm just simply saying something back and then they just can't shut up and they just keep talking. It's just like, what the hell's wrong with you? So anyway, we'll give him another shot. Do better this time, the ghost of 9/11.
Thank you, sir. I'm so sorry. I apologize. But this was so important. This is the point. This is the main point I wanted to make. Number one, on yesterday's photo with Trump as being Jesus, if you look at the demon in the middle of the photo there's a book that's unpublished called The Last Pull. And that unpublished book, that particular demon, it says in there that it depicts LA hit in 2028. And again, my understanding is that John Carpenter doesn't make movies for no reason. There's a reason why it says escape from New York, escape from LA. I wanted to make that point well, and somebody documented, not me, I'm not the smart guy. Somebody else said there's a little demon. You see that little demon in the middle? It was changed from a soldier to that particular demon. And that's exactly from the unpublished book called The Last Pull. Go look it up. And he's got a date of events that's going to happen.
Can we specify where this demon's at?
Yeah, yes, sir. Right above his head with all the other, go above his head. Right there.
Let me get a bigger version here.
I'm not bullshitting you. This other guy found this out, not me. But this is most important. See that little demon right there?
Oh, right yeah. It is interesting.
That's from the guy. That's from his book, The Last Pull, unpublished. But in that unpublished book, somebody's already got a hold.
What?
The Last Pull.
The last pull. Like a political pull?
No, Pull, like pull, tug of war. The last pull. It's going to be hard to find. It hasn't been published yet. Somebody else has already put it out.
Jason Morningstar. Morningstar, another reference to Lucifer.
Sure. All I got to tell you is that it's got big business, and we got the Olympics in 28, right? We got things coming down the pipe. I just wanted to tell you that and let you know, man.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling back and giving us the rest of the deets.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care, man. See you.
You bet.
Yeah, you got to have thick skin around me. But I always give people at least a second chance. Somebody I'll give 500 chances to. The Last Poll by Jason Morningstar, published July 16th, 2012. So this is a few years before Trump started running. Interesting. Yeah, what would be their explanation for that soldier in the clouds with the spikes coming off the head? This was the news yesterday, right? The 103rd day of the year. Yeah, it was posted on April 13th. And I mean, you guys, come on, man. 13/4. Two things about that date, right? Jesuits is 103. It's the 103rd day of the year. The Jesuits is 134. It can be written 13/4. We know there's a big 134 code with Trump. Make America Great Again, 134. Melania, 134. Jared Kushner, 134. House of Cards, the hit show when he ran the first time, and lighted Trump cards, 134. A bunch of things I'm forgetting right now because I know there's just so many more 134s with Trump. A big connection with Israel, too. Israel's birthday, the 134th day of the year. Yeah, and notice they had Cardinal McElroy on CNN all day yesterday talking about it. I thought, okay, so they put him on 60 Minutes as Cardinal McElroy, Jesuit educator, after McElroy wins the Masters, and then we got him on the very next day talking about this. And again, just all roads leading to Rome, and the Catholics actually running the show. And meanwhile, right now on social media, all these Catholics and some recent Catholic converts, they're all telling everybody that it's all Jews running everything. It's the Jews. And it's like, no, it's definitely Rome. And look at even this today. Today's 14/4, one of CNN's top stories all day. It's still up there. Anti-Semitic violence worldwide in 2025 killed highest number of Jews in 30 years, study finds. You got Catholics blaming Jews for everything right now. And again, social media did a reversal of over 10 years worth of policy. I mean, there was a time where if you blamed anything on Jews, you lost your whole social media channel just like that in the snap of fingers. But ever since the death of Charlie Kirk by the numbers, the floodgates have been open to blame everything on Jews, and people should think about that. For all you guys who think the Jews run the world because they run the media companies in Hollywood, that is true that they do run the media companies in Hollywood, but does CBS make up the news? Does ABC make up the news? No, the intelligence agencies, which are run by Catholics and Jesuits, they make up the news, and then these media channels that are run by Jews syndicate it, and essentially the Jews are the middle managers. And it goes back to the history of the Jesuits, too, where several of the founding members were converts from Judaism to Catholicism. But you still got to see who's really running the show. Yeah, there was a lot to Chadwick Boseman's death. I mean, just a lot. Dying on the makeshift Jackie Robinson Day. And he really died at 42, even though they changed his age of death to 43. We got all the documentation that he was 42. All you got to do is look up the stories from a few months before he died that he was getting cancer treatment at age 42. His birthday was in November, so there was no way for him to turn 43 between June and August. It would have been too obvious, though, had they reported that he died at 42 on Jackie Robinson's birthday. And again, they moved Jackie Robinson's birthday to Jack Kirby's birthday. Jack Kirby, who wrote Black Panther, when Chadwick Boseman played Jackie and Black Panther. And again, look up Jackie Robinson. He supposedly was in World War II and a tank brigade called the Black Panthers. No, I hate when you just start reading this kind of dumb shit. No. Jews are Jesuit. There can be Jewish Jesuits, but not every Jesuit is Jewish. So it's a false statement, and it's the kind of stuff that keeps people stupid. And based on your avatar, you're probably a troll. So, what are Joe Biden or Donald Trump? Are they Jewish? Because they're both Jesuit educated. All the faces of the pandemic, all Jesuit educated men, none of them Jewish. That's not what you mean? Okay, well, write correctly then. It's important to speak clearly. Okay, last chance for anybody who wants to hop on here. We got away from the main topic. Tends to happen with callers. But yeah, if there's anybody out there that has heard of this social media influencer getting all this attention in this obvious race baiting story by the race baiting code that they use day after day, month after month, year after year, that's been fully exposed. One of the biggest race baiting stories of all time, Rodney King, 59. What day is Rodney King's birthday? April 2nd. What age did he die at? 47. You know what I mean? All these numbers are in the same story. This woman's dead on 59 date numerology from a hanging in Zanzibar. 47 and again 119, just like the self-deletion word. But yeah, you learn these numbers, you start to see how redundant they are. They pretty much encode 47 in every news story because it's the news code. So they even got a picture of her with a white iPhone. I love it. Zebras, white iPhones, family all dressed in white on a white couch. Yeah, Civil War anniversary, right? We covered that part. What do I think the moon and space is? Well, since we got two things there, we should say are, right, for proper grammar. But get a telescope, man. You want to look at the moon. I mean, the moon is a very visible thing that you can look at with technology that's widely available to everyone. It does look like a giant rock. It's like a giant rock. I get tired of listening to flat earthers talk about all these things that the moon obviously isn't. I mean, it's like, can one of you guys just get a damn telescope and stop putting all this bullshit on the internet? Jesus. Pathetic. Space. I know a lot of people refer to space as the great unknown, and that's what I would say it is. It is really the great unknown. I do think a lot of these agencies want to act like they know more than they know so they can justify their $70 million budget per day. But yeah, a lot of flat earthers have just never taken the time to look through a telescope. Really simple thing to do. Well, about the Elvis thing, our Elvis friend, he would like to get together and talk about how Oklahoma City was because of Elvis. I do find him to be quite humorous. When he called me an idiot for disagreeing that the peninsula of Washington State, that I said I didn't think it looked like Elvis, and he said that I had to be a fool. I found that to be absolute comedy. It's like, is he playing a character? Is he serious? Is this man serious? But yeah, I kind of do want to hear about how Oklahoma City is all because the Oklahoma City bombing is all because of Elvis. I personally do want to hear it. Give me a 1 in the chat. Would you guys like him to come on and teach us about the Oklahoma City bombing? Would you guys like to hear how it really was all about Elvis? I'm voting 1. You guys give me a 2 if you want to know. It's all about you guys. One for the Elvis breakdown on Oklahoma City. 2 for no. We already got a vote for it too. Oh man. Oh no. So far the 2s are winning. Really? You guys don't want to hear it? We'll keep it private. 3. I think right now the ones that it's a pretty split. We got one of our other super dedicated trolls in the back. If you guys would like to hear a really high nasally voice from our favorite valet parker who just can't get out of his apartment, but is going to tell us about how he turned $1 into $1 million yesterday, give me a 4. If you want to hear from the most nasally voice online, drop a 4 and we'll get him in here too. Because apparently yesterday he turned $1 into $1 million, yet still lives in the same apartment and probably just got off the valet shift. No, it's not. It's not Cuts. It's not Cuts. Yeah, you're right. Cuts might have a more nasally voice than this one. We got no votes. Sorry, they don't want to hear from you, valet boy. Sorry, you're gonna have to pack it in. I'm gonna do one quick scan of what's in the news, and then we'll wrap it up here. Al Jazeera. Trump teases more Iran talks in next 2 days. Israel and Lebanon to meet. All right. Yeah. More. What did the market do today? Markets back up. Markets back up a lot. People thinking the war is near its end. The market's been a massive teeter-totter. The people in the know making a killing on the way up and down. All this stuff. Market manipulation every day. Iran talks could resume over the next 2 days. That's probably going to give the market more optimism. Israel and Lebanon hold first direct talks since 93. Israel in 93. Look more into that ritual. That was 33 years ago, huh? All right. Everybody's pretty much got the same story. What do you know? Swalwell says it was a hit job. You know, who was he challenging, right? He was challenging Jesuit Gavin Newsom, and he's out in the massive Jesuit ritual. By the way, I did do a short video on this, which no one watched. America doesn't care about politics. They care about social media influencers. But again, today on April 14th, this infamous day in history, 2 politicians resign over not being able to control their genitals, allegedly. And they're both 45 years old. One's born on the day, leaving 45 days left near Eric Swalwell. Of course, number 45 was able to trump the similar allegations and attain the highest office in the land, unlike these guys who have to resign. And notice resigned even equals 45 forwards and backwards. 2 guys resigned today. Or just happens to that. And it's also the 450th day of the Trump administration. Jesuit educated Trump when the Jesuit logo's IHS. And yeah, in case you missed it, Tony Gonzalez, who resigned, the person he was having an affair with, supposedly set themselves on fire in Uvalde. Remember, Uvalde had the shooting on the 144th day of the year. And now here we are on 14/4, 153 days after the Jesuit leader's birthday. But yeah, she set herself on fire. And of course, Ignatius Loyola, the founder of the Jesuits, he had that motto, go forth and set the world on fire. And she set herself on fire on the Pope's 70th birthday, when fire is 70. Fire is also 25 like Pope. But yeah, what are the odds that she would do it in Uvalde, where the shooting happened on the 144th day of the year, and now he resigns? Again, Jesuit order, the United States of America, go forth and set the world on fire, all 144. Don't forget, the Titanic hit the iceberg on this day, which was predicted in the book Futility Wreck of the Titan, where the biggest boat ever built sinks on its first sail from Europe to America after hitting an iceberg. Again, the Titan, the Titanic. And today's also the anniversary of Lincoln getting shot and John Surratt, the Jesuit, getting away. So. All right. Yeah, we'll leave it there for now. I'm going to go pick up my daughter. Have a great rest of your day, True Seeker. Thanks to everyone who hits the like and the share. And yeah, that is the title of the book with the predictive programming. All right. Appreciate it, True Seeker. Thanks to everyone who leaves a comment. Again, hits the like, helps these videos do a little bit better on the algorithm. It is much appreciated. Till next time.